October is the last chance for most of us to grow any more veggies for the entire season. So let's start with a really nice one. This is garlic. I always plant my garlic in the fall because it has this growth advantage if it starts growing before the winter comes. So next year you can harvest a lot earlier, and in order to plant it, you just take your bulb and separate it, and then you take these and plant them in a way that the pointy top is just slightly sticking out of your garden soil. And we continue with a lettuce that I love so much because it's absolutely frost hardy. This one is called Bacchio. This is a French variety that I discovered about 10 years ago, and I've been growing this every winter since then because it's such an outstanding variety. In the wintertime I grow this as a baby leaf, and I cover it with a garden fleece in order to protect it from the elements. And if you cut it about 1 to 2 inches above the soil, it will regrow and you can harvest it over and over again. The next veggie is also really frost hardy. It's spinach. I love making spinach lasagna in the winter time, and you can harvest this almost all winter long. And October is the last chance for most of us to be able to grow it. One more really special variety here. It's a pea that is frost hardy. Not every pea is, but this one, it's called Zima, and you just plant it right now. It will start growing before the winter, and then next year it has a really nice growth advantage, so that this variety probably is one of the first things you will harvest in the springtime. And I love this so much because where I live we have a little bit of a gap in the springtime when the winter veggies are finished, but the summer veggies are not quite ready, and this is where this pea comes in so handy. And the next one is an onion that is frost hardy. I have so many special frost hardy varieties. This one's called Shakespeare. I also like to grow one that is called Radar, and you plant these right now and they will start growing. You can harvest a little bit of the green parts over the winter, but you will sacrifice getting bigger bulbs this way. I have some sacrifice onions that I like to harvest like spring onions. And then when it's about June next year, you will be able to harvest really big bulbs because they have this growth advantage too. If you might have areas in your garden where you don't want to plant anything, you need to put some green manure on your beds. These are seeds that will grow into plants that protect your beds. I have this one. It's also a pea that is frost hardy, but it's not delicious. It's just there in order to protect your bed because there aren't as many things that are as bad for your garden as leaving your beds empty over the winter. Your garden soil is so exposed to the elements that there's a lot of erosion happening. All of the microorganisms in your soil will not be able to feed on anything. So just grab some green manure and protect them. It's so easy. And in the springtime, when you want to use your beds, you can just take your lawnmower and drive over your bed, and then just in a really shallow way work the roots of the plant into your soil, and your beds are good to go. The next one is one of the prettiest veggies that you can grow right now. It's an Asian salad, and I got this mix here that comes in all different leaf shapes and colors, and you can cook with it or put it in salad bowls or on your sandwich. The same goes for this one. This is also really frost hardy. It's a winter cress, and both of them are really spicy. If you're into that, great, but if you're not, I have another variety later in the video that might suit you a lot better. The next project is something that I love to do over the winter time, and it gives me a sense of still having a garden, but inside my home. I grow a lot of pea shoots on my windowsill. I just use regular pea seeds for that, but you can also take any peas you get from the grocery store, the dry ones, and sow these because it doesn't make any difference, to be honest. You just take a kind of shallow planting pot and put a little bit of soil in. It doesn't need to be more than 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Then you just plant your peas in an even spacing in your pot and cover them with about an inch of soil. Just tap that a little bit and then give them some moisture, and they will start growing in no time. And I always put this pot right to a window so that they have enough light, and I harvest them with a little scissor and I use them for cooking. I always put them on sandwiches and in salads, and they are so delicious. If you have ever grown peas before, you know the difference of store-bought peas and freshly harvested peas. They are so sweet, and pea shoots just taste the same. It's such a great way to supplement our diet in the winter time with something we've grown ourselves that is really, really good. If you have a greenhouse or a hotbed, there are so many ways that you can use it over the winter time, and this is the lettuce I've been talking about. This is really frost hardy, but it's also really, really mild. So if you don't like the spicier lettuces, this one is your go-to. It's called miner's lettuce. I know not a lot of people know this, but it's so worth giving it a try. Then we got arugula. This is also something you can start in your greenhouse right now. And what I'm doing is I have a lot of tomatoes and pepper plants and eggplants in my greenhouse right now. But in between these big plants, I will start sowing the small ones that I will be growing over the winter time. And in October or November, I will take the tomatoes out of the greenhouse, and then these have a lot more space, and we have this beauty. It's such a nice red salad. I love this so much. This is something that I will be sowing in between my tomato plants probably this weekend. And it's also not too late to grow Swiss chard right now, but only if you have plants from the nursery or if you've started them indoors yourself. And this is a really nice lettuce that you can grow over the winter time. It's lamb's lettuce, and I love this so much because it's just the taste of winter in my opinion. And you can start this right now in your greenhouse and in your hotbeds, and the algorithm thinks you might like to watch this video next, so check it out. Until then, go outside and make the world a little greener. See you! Happy October!